Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the minimal survival kit that I've put together for all of the hikers out there. So this kit here is a minimal survival kit that every hiker should take with them if they go for a hike, whether it's for half an hour or 5 hours or the entire day. Right, so what's the most important thing when it comes to survival? The first priority of survival is shelter. Now here we have a military poncho, which is made from this really awesome emergency space blanket material. And this one is the thicker kind, which does not rip so easily. So shelter is really important. And I chose the poncho because you can throw it over yourself and then you can continue hiking. Also, you can take this apart and make a shelter out of it. And as you can see, I'm keeping this poncho in this plastic bag so that it doesn't unfold by itself. Also in here, I have a paracord and the length is a little bit over 1 meter. And I have used some shrink tube to secure the ends. So now you could use this, for example, as a bootlace. So in case one of your bootlaces rips while hiking, here you have a backup. And also you could use this here to lash together some ridge poles that you would need for your shelter. Also you could cut open the string here and use the inner strands of the paracord to create fishing line or even some small snares. Now at the other side here we have a little bit of paper, and that's just a miscellaneous item that I put into here because this is flat and this will keep the paper nice. Yeah, and actually if you unfold this poncho, it will look like this and you will never be able to fit it back together into a small bag. So once you use it, it's going to look like this. And this is actually a poncho by the company SOL. And I got it from Canadian Prepper when we were camping on the Saskatchewan River. And unfortunately, I did not have enough of clothes with me. So I was really cold and miserable. And then Canadian Prepper gave me his survival poncho, this one here. And it really saved my ass. So I threw this over myself and then I used some paracord and I was using this as a belt to keep the poncho on my body and to keep it tight to my clothes. And this is how I survived some really cold days in Canada. Okay, so you'll never want to go out without a survival poncho or emergency space blanket. This is a lifesaver and it's super small. It's lightweight. It should go in any survival kit. Okay, next I want to discuss water. So usually hikers have some sort of bottle with them and they take some water with them. The question is, how much of water do you take with you, and can you find a spring or river that you can get water from? Now, I can highly recommend getting this metal canteen. It's really cheap. I think it costs below 20 bucks. And yeah, you can store about 1 liter of water in here. And if you have to boil it, you can. So this is a military style canteen, which is really bomb-proof, solid. The only downside is that it's quite heavy, but if you have this in a survival situation, it will make your life so much easier. Now, another thing that I would take with me on a hike is this emergency water filter by Sawyer. And this weighs nothing, okay? So this is the filter. It's a hollow tube filter, which is going to filter out protozoa, bacteria, so that you don't get sick. What it cannot do for you is it cannot filter out chemicals. So this is really just for the bugs, but not for the chemicals in the water. And here you got a small plastic bag. It's a squeeze bag which folds together really nicely, and this really doesn't weigh anything. Alright, next. You never want to leave without a flashlight. It can happen that you get lost and you cannot find your way home anymore before it's getting dark. So a small headlamp like this one is great, because with this lamp you have both of your hands free, and you don't want to be stuck in the forest with no light, because that would be a very unpleasant experience and you might get really anxious and be afraid of the dark. So if you have a flashlight, it will calm you down and you will be able to operate in the night. Right, the next we have a small power bank. I have especially chosen the smallest one that I own, so it's of utmost importance that you don't let your phone go out. And even if you do not have cell reception, you could still use it. Maybe you have valuable survival manuals on your phone, or you can even look for family photos which will comfort you in a survival situation. Okay, next we want to have a really good survival knife in a survival situation. If I have my knife, this is my self-designed tracker knife, then I would be more than happy. This is a huge knife, full tang, robust, and it will save your life in a survival situation. Now the thing is that survival knives like this one, they are really heavy. So I can completely understand if somebody says, hey, I do not want to take such a heavy knife with me on a hiking trip because it's going to slow me down. I at least want to have a proper folding knife. And yeah, it's not as good as the other knife, but still it can help me out in a survival situation. Alright, the next we have a small paracord bracelet. Then we have some tissues so you can clean yourself. Here we got a navigation compass, and if you add that, you should also include some maps of your area. In case you get lost, you can navigate yourself out of the forest. So this is good for orientation, but also for navigation. Now before we open up the can, I first want to take a look at this first aid kit. So here at this side we have dental floss, we have many different band-aids, a scissor, then this is a dressing, more band-aids, bigger ones. This is octenisept, so with this you can disinfect your wounds. Here we got Neosporin. This is one more emergency space blanket. So with this you can cover your body, and this one you can take to make a lean-to shelter. Right, so then here we got gloves, we have condoms, we got a accident evaluation report, and then this is a triangular bandage, some paper. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for my first aid kit. So the most important items are in here. Okay, so now let's see what I have inside of here. So first of all, I have a small emergency LED light. I really like it. It was so cheap, and in case I'm losing my flashlight here, I have something else that I can work with. And I know it's not super bright, but this is going to be enough to search for the contents of the can in the night. Alright, the next I got some toothpicks. Hygiene is important. Then we got a small backup knife, so in case I'm losing this knife here. And I actually bought this at a flea market for about €5. So it's really not a good knife, but it has a liner lock and it's safe to use. Yes, it's wiggling around back and forth a little bit, but other than that, it's a fine knife. It's going to be alright to gut some fish or do some fine shavings to make tinder for a fire. So yeah, it's not the best knife, of course. Alright, the next we have a signal whistle. And this is by the company BCB. And I really like it because it's very slim, but also very loud. Wow. So yeah, very effective whistle. All right, next we got a small compass. This is the smallest needle compass that I could find on Amazon, and it's actually working. So in case I'm losing this good navigation compass, I have a backup in here. Also, sometimes it's good to have two compasses in case you do not trust the compass anymore. So there are cases where people, they really lose their minds in survival situations. They don't trust the compass anymore, and then they walk into a different direction they shouldn't go. So with a second compass, you can reassure yourself and calm down your mind. And yeah, if both of them are pointing in the same direction, then you can be 100% sure that your compasses are working. Yeah, then here I got a snare, which I've prepared a couple of years ago actually. I never used it. This is the size for a rabbit, for example, or squirrel. Also in here we have a little bit more of a very nice brass wire. You can make more snares with it, or you can punch 2 holes into the can and attach the wire as a handle, and then you can hang the can over a fire to boil your water. So wire is gold in a survival situation, and it serves many purposes. Okay, next we got a tea light. Then we got 2 types of cordages. This white nylon cordage, which is great to make bird snares. And we got this black cordage, and this is good for fishing line. Next, here we got a waterproof container, and I've wrapped around some duct tape. And in here there's a small mirror. This is a really good one. So in case you have an eye injury, you can look yourself in the eye. Okay, and then in here I have matches, and this is some tinder cube. And here I got more matches, different kinds. So these are ordinary matches. I got some fat wood. I got stormproof matches. Okay, and this is the striking area, which is in a plastic bag so it doesn't get wet, but also it cannot have contact with the matches. Right, that's what's in this waterproof container. And also here at the back you can see that there is a fire steel. All right, next in this container we have a small diamond sharpener. Then we got a fishing kit with different fishing line, strong and also very fine fishing line. And then I got swivels and weights and fishing hooks in different sizes. Then in here we got a toilet paper pack. So if you add some water on this pack, it will expand, and then you have a really nice towel so you can wipe your private parts after going to the toilet. But you could also use this as tinder for your fire. Okay, next we got a ferro rod, and then we got a pencil. Then we have more duct tape. We got a sewing kit with a needle. Then we have the Coghlan's Outdoor Survival Guide, which I've taken from the Coghlan Survival Kit. Now this is a signaling device. So all you have to do is you have to put in the spring and then screw this together like so. And then with this lever you can shoot the signal flare. And here we have 3, and they shoot up about 7 to 10 meters in the air. So they will be good if helicopters are searching for you and you want to signal for help. Now last but not least, I would recommend that you get a small signal mirror like this one here, which has a hole in the middle, and with this you can signal for help. And Even if you're not using it for signaling, you can use it to check out injuries on your back or in the eye. So signal mirrors are really important. Okay, so that's the contents of the can. And as I said before, you can get some cheap lids like this one on Amazon or in other stores. And with this lid you can close the can. And yeah, I think it's a great container. It's cheap, it's a recycled product, but still this is so much better than other containers people are taking. Alright guys, so this is my survival kit for hikers. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you want to add a certain item or leave out an item that you think it's not necessary. But bear in mind that if you add items to this kit, you will make it much more heavier, and then people will tend to leave it at home, maybe all of it, because they just don't want to carry so much weight. And you also have to carry your food and some water. Water is really heavy, so don't underestimate the weight that you will have to carry. So I think it's better to focus on the essentials, and in this case on very lightweight essentials. So all of this stuff is really lightweight. The only bulky things are the canteen and the first aid kit. Okay guys, so this is it for today. Thank you for watching and stay tuned till next time.